Sibling drama exposed at Golden Wedding.
Okay, I need to get this off my chest and maybe get some outside perspective because my family is in shambles and I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. This is long, so buckle up. I, 29 female, have an older brother, Mark, 34 male. Mark has always been the golden child. Great job, flawless life trajectory, you know the type. He's engaged to Clara, 32 female. Clara is intense. Picture Pinterest personified. Their wedding was planned to be this enormous, lavish event in Chesterton, the fancy suburb where they live. My parents, especially my mom, have always bent over backwards for Mark, and this wedding was their magnum opus. No expense spared. Enter me. I'm the more low-key sibling. I'm a graphic designer, I live in the city, and my idea of a good time is board games with friends. I've always had a decent but somewhat distant relationship with Mark. We're just different. The drama starts about 3 months before the wedding. My parents call me, their voice is tight with stress. They tell me they've hit a financial wall. My dad's small business had a bad quarter, and the sheer cost of Mark's wedding, which they had enthusiastically promised to cover most of, was now impossible. They were looking at draining their retirement fund. They asked me, in tears, for a loan. A significant one. We're talking tens of thousands. They insisted it was just a bridge, that they'd pay me back as soon as they could refinance their house. I have savings, mostly from a freelance project that did surprisingly well. It was my, maybe a down payment someday, fund. I was horrified, not at them, but at the situation. I asked the obvious, have you talked to Mark and Clara about scaling back? My mom started panicking. We can't. It would ruin everything for them. Clara's family is so polished. We'd be humiliated. Please, just help us get through this. We'll fix it after. Against every logical bone in my body, I agreed. I love my parents. I saw how trapped they felt. I transferred the money, we signed a simple agreement, and they were profusely grateful. They made me swear not to tell Mark. It would change how he sees us, my dad said, looking ashamed. I hated the secrecy but agreed. Fast forward to the wedding weekend in Chesterton. It's at a country club that smells like money and gardenias. Everything is perfect. Clara is beaming. Mark looks like he's won the life lottery. During his speech, he goes on and on about our parents. The two most generous people I know, he said. You've given me everything, and today is no exception. You've shown me what unconditional support looks like. I'm sitting there, my skin crawling. That, unconditional support, was currently sitting in the floral arrangements and the 7-piece string quartet. My savings. I smiled tightly and sipped my juice. The real bomb dropped at the after-party. I was near the bar, getting a much-needed water, when I overheard Clara talking to her bridesmaid, her voice a mix of glee and condescension. And the best part? Mark's parents insisted on paying for it all. I mean, we offered to contribute, but they were so adamant. I think it's a point of pride for them. Honestly, it's a bit old-fashioned, but who are we to argue? The bridesmaid laughed. A free wedding? You guys hit the jackpot. Clara smirked. Well, it's the least they can do. Mark is their shining star. His sister, the one over there? Total underachiever. I don't think they have to worry about paying for a wedding like this for her anytime soon. I saw red. I calmly walked over. Clara saw my expression and her smile faltered. I didn't yell. I just said, loud enough for the small group to hear, actually, Clara, my parents couldn't afford this. They were too proud to tell you. The jackpot you're so smug about? That's my life savings. I loaned them the money so your perfect day wouldn't bankrupt them. The silence was immediate and absolute. Clara went pale. Mark, who had walked up mid-confrontation, looked utterly confused. What is she talking about, Clara? He asked. I turned to my brother. Ask Mom and Dad. Ask them where the money for this circus really came from. I then walked out, got in my car, and drove home. Since then, my phone has been a war zone. Mark is furious, but not at Clara for her arrogance, at me for causing a scene, and humiliating him on his wedding day. He says I should have come to him privately, during his wedding speech. He claims he would have handled it, and that I acted out of jealousy. My parents are devastated and angry at me. They say I betrayed their trust and created a family rift that didn't need to happen. They admit they never planned to tell Mark about the loan and were just going to quietly pay me back over the years. They said my outburst was selfish and proved I couldn't handle Mark being the center of attention. Clara has sent me a single, icy text. You are a bitter, small person who ruined the most important day of our lives. Never contact us again. And me? I'm sitting here with a drained bank account, a family that sees me as the villain, And a legally binding but now utterly poisoned promise of repayment from my parents. I feel used. I was the financial safety net they hid under the rug so they could keep up appearances for the golden child and his judgmental wife. And when the rug was pulled back, they blamed me for the ugly truth it revealed. Was I wrong to expose the truth when I did? How'd I even begin to navigate this? All I wanted was to help my parents, and now I've lost my whole family.
How would you have handled this situation? Comment what you think about this story. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more.